just wanted to show everybody our mic stand today. It's Astro Boy.
You like it?
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Actually, I was trying to figure out what to use something as a mic stand, and this is perfect. He holds the microphone just nice.
Does he have the gun in his butt? And this one?
No.
No?
I don't think so. Sorry. But he does have the rocket.
It's not the same.
No. All right. So in the last, we got a little pissed off about what's been going on with the Avengers and Kick-Ass.
Maybe Disney could fix that shit.
Disney can fix that shit big time. We got down on Mark Miller. We got down on Brian Bendis. So what we wanted to do was kind of first switch gears and go over to DC. But also to kind of fold in the conversation that we had last time about the Diamond Distributor Skip Week that will be happening in December. And we were talking, I haven't reviewed the video myself, and I felt kind of silly that we didn't bring this up ourselves.
Well, because this is one of those things that the last rant ran for 2 parts, and there's always stuff that we always leave out. Whenever we do last rants,
right.
I always like, man, I should have brought this fucking up.
Right.
And now, I think what we should start doing, or do a better job of, is picking up the conversation where it left off.
Right.
So hopefully, on first rants, what we'll kind of start doing is if there's anything that's left over from from the previous last rants,
right,
we can continue conversation being that transition into a new set of videos. We should really start doing a better job of that. We've only been at this for like over a year and a half, so give us some fucking time.
Some of you guys had made comments though in response to that, and Silver Phoenix had said, okay, I don't know as much about the industry as you guys, but what is stopping the local comic stores from promoting the trades and graphic novels that week? Couldn't they make huge money with an epic trade sale? And as actually something that, as I was watching the videos, I'm going, wait a minute, we should be talking about the trades and back issues and stuff that.
Yeah, because that was one of those things that we talked about what was happening, and that was that should have been like the second part of the conversation, but it would have taken too long. It was like, well, what can comic shops do?
What can they do? Yeah.
Exactly, and we're gonna tell you what they can do.
And some of you guys out there have actually messaged us asking us what were some good stories to read, some of the classic stories from before, because I know a lot of our viewers, some of you are way younger. I know one particular viewer who I speak with on Facebook from time to time, finally read Batman Year One.
Oh, nice.
Finally read The Dark Knight. Dark Knight Returns, Frank Miller.
Don't read the second one.
Yeah,
it'll completely ruin it.
Dark Knight Strikes is pretty bad.
Strikes Again.
Strikes Again. But he's been reading some of those classic stories to really get into it, and is asked, what should you read? Well.
Oh, and if you guys want to read a good Avengers story, Marvel just re-released an oversized hardcover collection of the Avengers Forever miniseries. By Carlos Pacheco back when he was drawing fucking kick-ass shit.
Yeah.
And
Carlos Pacheco and Kurt Busiek.
So if you want a good Avengers story, go out and buy that. It's came out this re-release a couple weeks ago.
Awesome. Other things you can read now when Diamond Skip Week shows up and you're trying to figure out what you want to spend some of that Christmas money on, and some of you said you want to look for trades. There are a number of really good trades that DC has released either under the DC banner or under DC Wildstorm, and I've just picked these up myself. Under Vertigo. First, you have Justice League: The Nail. This is a story that, if you watched our show way back when, Jose gave me crap for not liking it. And what did I do? Because after reading the first issue of The Nail when it originally came out, I said I don't care for it. I'm not going to read the rest. I went and I picked up the trade. And
I just reread I actually dug up the original 3 issues like a few months ago and just reread them. Oh man, the art in this book, Alan Davis, this is what comic art should be.
Right.
There's hardly anything like this anymore.
Yeah.
Every page is just fucking beautiful.
It is a gorgeous looking book, yes.
Yeah, and he wrote it. Alan Davis wrote and drew it, but it had awesome inks by Mark Farmer, though.
Mark Farmer.
But, man, this book is just fucking awesome from beginning to end. And there is a second one. There's a second part that Alan Davis also did called Another Nail.
Another Nail.
But, yeah, you can buy those both in trade paperbacks now.
So this is something you really should look for if you have not read The Nail.
Oh, okay? And just to let you know what it's about, It's an Elseworld story where Ma and Pa Kent never found Superman.
Because a nail put a hole in the gave them a flat tire.
Right.
So that day that they were supposed to be driving into town and they saw Kal-El's ship overhead and crash in a field, they never got to go into town that day because Jonathan Kent just didn't feel like fixing the flat.
Yeah.
And that sets off a chain reaction of things where Superman is never raised by John and Martha Kent. Mind you, Kal-El does show up.
Ah, you ruined it.
In the sequel.
Kind of
No.
You asshole.
Kal-El, well, he factors in a way. I'm not going to say how, but he does factor in. Okay?
Right.
He's like the ghost of Obi-Wan. Anyway, and again, we talked about this in a previous segment, but Superman Red Sun. This is another trade. Because you can't find the individual issues anymore. You try to find the individual Red Sun issues. They're pretty.
Well, you could, but they're pretty pricey.
They're pricey. This is a trade. This is probably one of the best Superman stories
ever told.
And this is Mark Miller probably at his peak. At his peak. Mm-hmm. This is just you've got Mark Miller and come on, Dave Johnson and Killian Plunkett.
Yeah, Dave Johnson only did it was a 3-issue miniseries, and Dave Johnson only could finish the first 2. So Killian Plunkett came on, but Killian Plunkett's awesome though.
Yeah.
Where is that guy lately?
Yeah.
What the hell is he doing? Killian Plunkett's awesome, but yeah, Dave Johnson comic interior artwork. You don't get much of that.
Yeah, because now all he does is covers now.
Yeah.
He just does tons and tons of covers, which I know pay well, but it's nice to see his stuff.
But one of the best endings of a comic.
And then when I saw this, I had to pick it up. Checkmate, A King's Game, by Greg Rucka with art by Jesus Saez. Just stupendous stuff. And if you like...
One of the most underappreciated comics of the last couple of years.
And when you pick it up in a trade, you can enjoy the stories.
Yeah.
You get to pick the whole thing up. And A King's Game, this collects the first 7 issues of Checkmate. So if you've never read Checkmate before, this is a great introduction. And they have collected the Checkmate books in trades.
Yeah, and if you are enjoying the JSA versus Cobra miniseries that's going on right now, that is actually a sequel pretty much to Checkmate.
A Global Frequency by Warren Ellis was released under the Wildstorm banner, and this is
an awesome book. Different artist on every issue.
And the great thing he did was that every issue was a one shot. Mm-hmm. You didn't have to read any of the other
but they
stories.
all interconnect.
They all connect, right? So reading this will give you an idea of what it's like. You can write stories that are accessible to first-time readers, episodic stories that are accessible to first-time readers and not have to.
But the list of artists who worked on every issue is fucking amazing.
And this one, which I don't know why I've waited so long to pick it up.
I've actually never read that, and I do want to read that.
Smacks by Alan Moore and Xander Cannon. Xander Cannon right now is writing top 10 for America's Best Comics. But this is...
well, he was.
He was, right. Yeah.
I don't know if that book's done.
This collects the limited series with Smacks and Toy Box, the 2 characters from the top 10 series in their own individual adventure back in the world of Smacks, which is like this kind of magical fairy world. And I meant to grab this, but my all-time favorite, one of my all-time favorite Warren Ellis books, and a book that Rob Guillory of Chew says inspired him for his artwork in Chew, Fell. This is the trade collection of the first, I want to say the first 6, 7 issues.
Well, there's only the whole series, right?
Yeah. No, I'm sorry. No, there are 2 trades, actually. So this is like the first 7 issues of Fell. Yeah.
No, you're right.
And,
whatever happened
this is just a
those
great
books?
book. The Slimline books. We've had discussions about
what
that.
Happened to them, though? They just Casanova
disappeared. It stopped coming out. Fell stopped coming out. I mean, well, basically these guys got paid a lot of money to do other stuff. So that's what happened to it.
That's a shame.
But if you're looking for something to read, something different, something new, or something classic, I mean, again, these are all great trades that when your new books aren't coming out in December, give them a look. And
maybe we'll try to throw like a trade thing in every couple of weeks, like a collection of trades that we like. so you can stock up on ideas for when that time hits.
And I was going through all the Marvel stuff. I couldn't figure out a single one. The only ones I was thinking about were the Joss Whedon Marvel books, the X-Men books.
Fuck you. Good Marvel trade to pick up. You could pick up the original Ages of Atlas miniseries.
That's right. Yeah. That was
you could pick up the Christos Gage Union Jack London Falling. Oh man,
you've got that right. You're right there.
Pick that up. There's a Marvel one. Yeah, I guess you're right. There isn't a lot of good Marvel stuff out there, but there's two ideas right there.
Right there. So those are ideas, and actually, and we're glad that you guys came up with them. You guys came up with those ideas as well. All right, we'll be back in the next segment. We hope to see you then.